Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, I present to you EGC TV's $15,000 Genesis Retold tournament. Spawning on the bottom of the map. You know him, I know him, we all know him. It's Themista. He's going to be playing as Kronos today. His opponent today in the red color playing as Hades. His name is Recon. The map is Oasis, and we're getting into it now, guys. It's starting. This is the big one. This is the semifinals. This is a rematch of a certain Red Bull Wallaloo finals. What a time to be alive. Wait, hang on. Huh? Mr. just heroized a citizen? As Kronos? Who is this guy? What even is this strat? Hello? There's no way. Wait, what does this cost? I don't believe it. I don't believe he did that on purpose. I think that was a mistake. Like, what? Is this going to be the fastest theft of fire you've ever seen? Into the biggest boom war you've ever seen from our Kronos player, Themista? He's a man with a strategic mind, unlike anyone else. This guy thinks on the 3rd level, the 4th level, and then on the 5th level. When you think you've countered his first strategy, don't worry, he's got strategy 2, 3, 4 up his sleeve. He knows the counter to his own strategy before you know it, and then he knows the counter to the strategy. Temple getting sent forward here. Mr. looks like he's going to be going for the advance time of a 3:55 here. So still going to be putting a slight amount of pressure onto his opponent here. The question is, does he go for Prometheus? Yes, he does. Prometheus is on the way. So the whole reason I think Mr. goes for this hero citizen, 2 of them indeed, is because he can still get a 3:55 while doing this. This is like standard advance times. The thing is, though, he could also do this build and get himself economic upgrades. But he's not going for that. It looks like, to me, tons of villages on gold, handful on wood, 4 on wood, actually. This is looking like a far second town center from our Kronos player, Themista. And what do these hero citizens actually do? Well, 1, they get a little bit more resources, but they don't really pay themselves off. I think it takes like something crazy like 15 minutes to pay off a hero citizen at the non-Gaia cost, at the normal cost. It takes a really long time to pay this off. But they don't get killed by heroes and myth units and anything. They don't die. So I think the idea here is from Themista, he's like, I'm just playing around everything here. You can't prevent me from getting a town center if I've got 3, 4 hero citizens to build it. The monkeys, they're here. The monkeys are here. The Promethean are charging forward. Will Mr. be able to find any value with this? That's the big question. He doesn't really know where to send them. He's going to be moving straight in onto the town center. Running forward here, just going to be dodging those arrows as the villagers have to pull back off of chickens. Recon, he's not even going to bother with this. Staying out on those chickens and having to deal with it. Not wasting any time. We see the relic monkeys. They're coming in. These are actually going to be somewhat of an issue here. Can he sneak through? We can, but it's just 1. It's not the biggest of deals. Recon has found the counter. Why send a hero or a myth unit in? Just send the monkeys. Send the monkeys. Send in the boys. Mr.'s villager has to bail here. He's got to send some more villagers. We've got the Minotaur coming in. This villager also going down. Mr. has been absolutely full. There's the Valor. Town center is up. Mr. gets away with it. But Recon makes him sweat. Recon makes him sweat. Gold on the fort position. You're going to also be under pressure. The Prometheans are now back to try and defend here. That Valor is not going to be up anytime soon. Do we see an economic guild anytime? Not just yet. Citizen here. Going to get headbutted away as the Prometheans charging in. A little bit of the fight coming in as now the Valor gets dropped down onto the hero. Citizen going to be shanking to push that one away. Recon on the other side of the map. He's going to be grabbing his own town center. He's got himself the upgrade Volts Veribus. So his economy is stonking at the moment as the monkeys getting sniped down. You have to remember these are free. These are free. Monkey's best relic in the game. S++ tier relic. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but they've paid for themselves in spades in this game. As we've also got, Mr. has got himself 4 oracles at the moment. Going to be returning away with those minotaurs here. Up onto this side, Recon's got himself the town center, moving up over onto the monkeys. He's over here on these giraffe as well. Getting chased around. We've got that Achilles is now in, and now Mr. He's got to pull back. Mr. has got to pull back. As now Recon is searching down to the bottom of the map, just making sure that nothing is getting snuck here. Over on this position, Villagers getting pushed back over as well as the Valor getting dropped down yet again. Just the Valors on all the citizens here. It's going to have to be a theft of fire play at some point for the Themista. He doesn't have to rush it out or anything, but now we're seeing walls coming up in the center of the map here. Very stock standard Hades play. You really want to slow down any sort of mass Terma shenanigans. As the Terma coming over here, going to be pushing the Ajax back, allowing the villagers to come forward here. He's already onto a second gold mine as well. Does he have a villager on favor? Yes, he does. Always important to just leave this villager on favor and build up your favor pool. Whether that's to build Minotaurs, Nemean Lions, Manticore, Chimera, anything. This villager is just hyper efficient as one villager on the temple. That being said, you've got a favor gather rate of 13 per minute versus a favor gather rate of 5 per minute. So it's a very, very large advantage for the Themista in terms of favor for the time being. As those Terma chasing straight after the Minotaur. Recon try. Oh, the moves! Look at the moves! Big headbutt, but he does end up getting taken down. Great micro there to get full value out of that dying Minotaur, but it is gone now as all the walls, they're about to be up for Recon. He's missing this one here, which is going to allow the units into his base. He's got to get that up really, really quickly as we see Pickaxe and that Theft of Fire is now on the way. So the hero is just going to be roaming around the map. And honestly, Recon, he's perfectly fine with this. Is he going for a heroic age? He's got to mark it up. He's got a couple of hippies hiding the cavalry, making sure that Mr. doesn't know this. He's got to make sure that Mr. doesn't know. And the heroes, they will be spotting an oracle in this corner. Does he dive onto that? Is it ever worth it? Probably not. As the Promethean here does have its upgrade, alluvial clay. Oracle on this side going to get targeted down. And you're not going to get this kill because this is just going to get valid. One thing that I'm surprised Mister's not doing here is time shifting his manas onto his oracles. He's got one up here. He's got one over here. Most of them are pretty safe in all honesty. This one is so sneaky. But you can definitely just get out as many oracles on the map as you want. Just time shift the manas around to defend them, and then your opponent can't really take them out very easily. At least not with a small raid. Because now Recon is going to get sent packing. We've got more oracles coming out now for Mr. as the game is going to be continuing along. He's got a lot of wood, but that's just going to mean farm transition at any point for him. But I'm surprised to see him banking up this wood. I'm not sure what he's going to be going for with it. Heaviest are now out onto the map, going to be getting a little bit of a raid. The monkeys are back! The monkeys are back! And Mr. is getting distracted in a big way. Villagers retreating back into the town center here. The Hippias, a little bit out of position now, but they do cause a lot of idle time there. And the heroic gauge is already on the way right now for Recon. Recon making a big mistake not finishing that or even starting a wall on that position there. Ajax going to get sniped down. Villagers on this top position are going to have to retreat away. They do have a wall over here as well. We see Sentinels coming through as the Terma are searching for something to take out. And he knows. Oh, does he know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything's over there as these villagers have snuck through And this big fat wall is going to keep these villagers alive. Trying to take out the wall here will take a very, very long time. But the wall's now coming over here. And Themista, he might get trapped inside of this position if he's not careful. And this is going to be a really, really big play for Recon to make work here. Farms coming up all over the place now for the Themista. Does he have himself plow? No plow in. He's missing plow. That's a big upgrade to be missing here. But Apollo is in. Villagers on this side, they're getting pushed back. Terma not going to be allowing that retreat path for the time being. One villager down. Two villagers going to be going down as well as the villagers going to decide to retreat elsewhere. But more units are coming in. Catapultes, Promethean, Terma is the army composition. Manticore is in. Hippias coming in. These Terma are not going to be in a good spot here at all, as the Peltast going to be able to take them out very, very nicely. This is huge for Recon because these Terma are just not getting any value. Great ghost buildings getting placed down as they're all getting cleaned up, and Recon, first win of the series, goes into his hands. He has got the advantage now. He's cleaned up every single one of those Terma. Mr. now, he's going to have to move away from, obviously he's moving away from those Terma into something else. He's going to the Heroic Age. He's got that Hyperion in, but, you know, how is this going to start working out for him? Mamilo pumping out in a big way. And now Recon says, I killed your army once. Let me try and push forward. Mr. kind of getting caught out of position here as he's now going to be pulling back into his main base. What's this Oracle doing? That's going to be a dead Oracle. And Mr. not paying attention to that one. He's just going to have to lose that one. But now Heroic Age is in. Chaos gets dropped down. Mr. engaging. Restoration comes through to help save him. But the Prometheans are in. Though a couple more Term are going to be charging in to try and take out the Peltast on the back fight here. Can Mr. find the victory on this fight? He's getting a lot of units. He's got the Satan to help as well. And now Recon, having to use Restoration, loses Achilles, has to retreat back home. 100 population for Recon now, as Mr. has somehow turned this game on its head. Town Center coming down onto this position right now. Does Mr. see it? Answer is a big fat no, but he finds out pretty quickly as Recon, he's not going to be able to get that one up anytime soon. A palace coming down for the Mr. Town Center. This needs to get abandoned by Recon here. He does not have the units over here. He's going to have to sit two town centers for a much longer period in this game. You have to remember, these guys know how each other are playing, and Mystery has got that entire playbook in the back of his head. Fortress on this position as well. So many myth units out for Mr. in this game. Deconstruction coming through to allow him to break through onto this spot as the citizens in the front here getting targeted down, retreating away. Citizens over here for the Mr. He can start time-shifting manners forward if he so chooses to try and grab this town center. As the fortress going to get taken out. We see another fortress coming down here. If you knock this down, do you still get the resources back? Surely you do. I don't know. Villagers getting sniped out onto this position here as Recon, he is starting to slowly unravel against the pressure of the Mr. This pressure over here is really big, but he is winning the fights on this position down the bottom here. And you have to also remember, Mr. has to make something happen here. The longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for him to find a victory. That being said, there is this upgrade, Temporal Chaos, in the temple. It's not an early game upgrade, it's a late game upgrade. You grab that one to start time shifting things all over the map and just causing problems everywhere. Recon retreating back here as the Contarius chasing everything down. You see the Shade of Hades getting sniped down as well as the villagers getting pulled off of this wood line. Promethean Offspring charging forward here to get that damage done. Meanwhile, onto this position, Town Center is attempting to come up. There's not enough units over here. Mr. has been sort of debated a little bit, but it looks like the Town Center is still going to come down. We do see a mana getting time shifted to help boost the build speed here. One very low HP villager there. It's not going to be enough. Look at the favor in the bag, ready for another chaos as the fortress coming up. He can just deconstruct that if he wants to as well. Going to have to wait another 71 seconds for that one to come through as the army going to be retreating back over onto this position. Toxotes, Peltast over there hanging out as the Toxotes here. Going to be retreating back into the main base. Meanwhile, over onto this position, a couple of Promethean offspring raids. You don't see that all too often. These do pack a punch in a big, big way as we see a fortress coming down for Recon. Just going to make sure he's defending that position. The Contarius are in, though, and this is catching Recon out in a big way. He's going for the Archer Ball. The Archer Ball is very, very strong, but Contarius are a fantastic answer. That being said, Recon's going Mythic Age. He's going through Artemis. He's going to have himself even more boosted archers moving forward in this game. Contarius swinging over onto the bottom side of the map. This fortress is not a safe haven here with deconstruction coming out. It's not going to be fast enough for you to get a huge amount of value. The villagers can just simply retreat into the fortress, but Contarius getting in, getting some decent kills onto the villagers before they dive into that fortress over there. The archers over here still going to be causing some problems. Mr. says, not today. Time to retreat back. Look at the hero citizens getting converted. I've seen this done by Soup before, but Mr., he wants it big. Over on the other side, we see a big chaos coming through onto this position as the Promethean offspring are going to be absolutely dominating here. And this is Mr. fighting on several different fronts here. Recon trying to hold everything together here, but he is falling down in population. But Mr. says, I can't quite push forward just yet. He's defended over on this mission, but now Mr. has got himself 4 town centers. He wants that heroic age through Atlas, but it's not going to come. Well, I was saying it's not going to come anytime soon, but it's looking like he's absolutely able to click that one up. Where is he going for it? He's getting fortified town centers over here. Mythic Age in the hometown center. He's got to be careful. Earthquake can delete that, but that's not the worst thing in the world, in all honesty. As the Contarius is charging forward, we are now starting to see some hoplites coming through as Recon is saying, I better get something else out here to deal with this mass of army. Earthquake getting dropped down in the main base here. That's going to deny the town center. That's going to deny not any population. Mr. has played around this Earthquake beautifully, but the Mythic Age has been denied. Town center going to come back up. Mana's going to get placed back down. That's going to shoot back up in a jiffy here. Meanwhile, over on this position, the Contarius is going to charge back in. We've got that Archer's upgrade not coming through. Shafts of Plague is the upgrade to grab there. That's a big amount of divine damage to come through in a game of Age of Mythology with those Contarius just cleaning everything else up. But where is the rest of the army? Underworld Passage coming in onto this position. The Chimera taking the citizens down on this position here. The Toxoid is getting some serious value here, but the town center looks like it will be completing. Contarius coming back over here in an attempt to hold on. Villagers coming through. Too little, too late. What is the play now as Mister's pressure all over the map is absolutely mounting up on this position? The Chimera are going to be turning around, fighting in a big way. The army pushing forward. Villagers going to be shanking through. There's still a ton of gold in the bank here for Recon to spend. He's back up to 160 population. Mister's economy is hurting here right now. He's on a huge amount of town centers, but his villagers are not going to be able to get any income. He's got a huge amount of idle villages in that hometown center, and that means everything else is going to be up for a challenge as well. But we've got Atlas coming through. This is going to be huge. Where do you click it, though? Can you click it on this spot? Recon can just dive back through the Underworld Passage. Where do you click it? This is going to be what makes Mr. either win this game or lose this game. It's going to all come down to this implode usage here as the army pulls forward. Mr. needs to tug these units away from the Underworld Passage. Villagers starting to shank down. That Atlas is about finished, but Recon, he's going to get chaos down onto this spot here. The Arc is slapping those units down, and now does Recon have to retreat back? He might have to. Does he click the implode? I don't know if he can here, as the units of Recon are just so obscenely strong. We've got double Argus, though, to come through. These things can really pack a punch, but Perseus is in. No special ability here as the Argus needs to move all the way around that position, and the implode finally comes through. Recon clicks on the underworld, but he can't get out of there. He loses nearly every single one of those Toxotes there, but underworld passage is still alive. Population advantage is in favor of Themista at the moment. Mass Arcus is out. Meanwhile, still pushing over onto this position here. Gold is no longer available for Recon, and he has now found himself in an incredibly difficult position. Citizens coming forward to start maybe shanking the underworld passage. You can take an underworld passage out pretty easily with arrows. Only 80% pierce armor does mean those Arcus and those archer units can actually get some serious damage done. Meanwhile, villagers on this position getting pushed back. Mystery has got full economy going. He's in a fantastic position now. He's dealt with the underworld. We see a cheeky gold mine attempting to get grabbed here, but Mystery is already over here on this gold. Recon is in full scramble mode, trying to figure out a way forward in this game as the citizens pull back. Units going to be pushing forward onto this position here to try and take out some units. The Argus going to be charging in as well. There's just so many units now for Themista, and now he's in the Mythic Age, and now we can grab that. He can afford to probably grab that Temporal Chaos. And look at the damage coming through from the Argus special ability. All the units on the front getting absolutely deleted there as Recon does not respect the damage. And the game number 1 of EGC TV's Genesis Retold tournament goes in the hands of the Mr. Kronos here, ladies and gentlemen. Incredibly well executed game here from the Mr. From nearly the start, he had a little hiccup there from the monkey relics of Recon, but he just was able to stabilize. He lost all those Termera as well, but in the end, it just didn't seem to matter. Look at the economy of the Mr. in this game. Are you kidding me, ladies and gentlemen? This economy was absolutely stonking. This is how we afford 4 town centers and a respectable Mythic Age timing here. All like civilian unit count, you see how far he is in front, plus Theft of Fire, plus all of those citizens. They make the difference here. Now, Recon has the stronger units, don't get me wrong, and he almost had it here. But even with the underworld steps away, just could not get in there and keep those Arcus alive. Could not secure this gold mine over here, which was so vital. And Mr. gets away with it. Oh, I don't even know, guys. Game number 1. This is what we're here for. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the follow. Don't forget to check out EGC TV's coverage of this event as well. And I'll see you guys in the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, tables and chairs even are welcome. I'm trying to say words while I flip the scoreboard, and I've managed to do so. Spawning on the left side of the map in the raw color, playing as the blue god. His name is the Mr. We've absolutely butchered it, but that's totally cool because that's what we're all about. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Recon. Or is it Raccoon? I have to ask him, is it Recon or is it Raccoon? I mean, there's not 2 O's here, but maybe he's named himself after the character from Dragon Ball Z. Nonetheless, first game going the wayside of the Mr. Incredibly dominant performance in game number 1. Game number 2. It's a different game. It's a different matchup. It's a very, very different flavor for Recon here. Odin. I have not seen him play much Norse. In all honesty, I've seen him play Loki once against Rappel. He has a really, really nice defensive Norse. This is going to be the position that he wants to be in playing against Ra. He wants to play a defensive game and be able to come out on top of it. He doesn't want to have to play, while he's good at raiding, he's good at multitasking, he's got great micro. He wants to be on that defense because that's where he kind of has the best decision making, under pressure, and all the other good stuff that happens. Mr. on the other hand, he doesn't care. He can defend, he can aggress. He wants to be dictating the pace of the game, whether that be by forcing his opponent into making a decision he doesn't want to do, by maybe grabbing a greedy town center or grabbing a greedy tech or doing something like that, or he wants to be applying the pressure with military units and trying to force things to go wrong. Nonetheless, we've got some relics on the map. Over here, we've got the Tower of Cestus with the myth units 0.4x there. Down on this side, we've got the Scarab Pendant, 20% of the base there for the whole bunch of those myth units, siege myth units. Arrows of Heracles here going to be boosting the ranged damage. And up at the top, Tusk of the Iron Ball. This relic is so good. I don't know if Recon's going to be able to spot it, though. I don't know if Mr. will spot it either until much later in the game. So it's probably going to go Mr.'s wayside, is my guess. But we'll have to wait and see. As now is when the interesting parts start to happen. What god is Mr. going to go? We see Freya. There is no giveaway to what god Mr. wants to go here when he goes 2 on wood right now. If he goes 3 on wood, I'm probably going to lean into thinking it's Ptah. There we go. Reason being is you want to make wadgets, right? That's why we're going for it. That's the reason number 1, reason number 2, reason number 3. Following that, what else? What's next? Well, I mean, if he only goes 2 here, then he's getting out those Sphinx upgrades and all the other good stuff that comes from that. Nonetheless, obelisks coming up all over the map now for the Themista. He's only got a couple of these down. It's interesting. He must not have gone for like a super early scout or a super early like obelisk spammage. Nonetheless, the Freya is going to be the option here for Recon. And one thing you can do, kind of, is you can jump onto this hunt really early rather than staying in your main base here. Because your opponent is not going to be able to push all the way across the map without you seeing it. Unless he's very sneaky. But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing this hunt getting grabbed. Great Hall coming up. There's also berries on the back and all the other good stuff. Meanwhile, in the main base of the Themista, we see a barracks coming up. No surprises where that's concerned. Another barracks coming up. No surprises where that's concerned. As Wadget's starting to come out now for the Themista. And this is seemingly coming more and more the style we see from the Themista. Is he just loves these Wadgets. He loves how much pressure he can exert with them. It's a really immobile army, but the way that he plays it with his obelisks allows him to have such a huge advantage. We see a very early forest fire getting dropped down, and this will move those villages elsewhere, and we see Mister's already onto the front of the map here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map here for our man Recon, he is going for the spam of a whole bunch of raiding cavalry to kick this game off. Now, obviously here, he's got to be scared of a Hearser. If he's building Wadgets, he's going to be wanting to build himself some axemen to deal with those Hearser. Raiding cavalry deal with axemen. Walls coming up all over the place. Where are the gold mines? Where are the problems here? Gold mine over here. Gold mine over here. Obelisks all over the place to kind of check everything out. Playing defensively here, this is going to be a challenge. All the gold mines are very, very far forward. Also, just take a look at how good the line of sight is here for the Themista. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Anyways, raiding cavalry searching around the map, looking for something to do. Valkyrie going to come over here and snipe down the obelisk on that position there. As the army going to be slowly starting to move forward for the Themista. He knows he has to put some pressure on. If you just let the Odin player be and do whatever they want, then you're going to have a pretty difficult game. But what can he realistically attack here? I love this wall. I'd love to see a wall down the bottom as well. Oh, raiding cavalry. Looking like they want to get a little bit of fighting going on, but not going to quite be able to make that happen there. He retreats back. Going after those reinforcements is definitely the right way to go about this. As the raiding cavalry now pulling back into the main base, and Recon, it's fine for the moment. Remember his game plan. His game plan is get Heroic Age as he rushes forward, not paying attention to his raiding cavalry. And the army completely smacks down on that Valkyrie. Is that Valkyrie? The Valkyrie lives with 24 HP. He can get himself out another one sooner or later. So we see some houses coming down in the main base. Recon says, I'm never going to be farming in this game, so I don't mind putting some farms down here. The army of Themista coming through. Another obelisk. Just look at the vision he's got. He's raiding cavalry coming down. He's got to just clean these obelisks up. Whenever you see the army on this side, send your raiding cavalry the other way and just clean up obelisks. They're really, really cheap, but I mean, they cost 10 gold, but you just tap them like twice and they're gone. Meanwhile, on the main base, Mr. is just very, very smartly, he's just going to stay in here. On a map like Tundra, you get 3 batches of hunt basically in your main base as well. It's absolutely insane. Obviously, I think maybe less obviously, you actually get the same, but more as the Odin by using Great Hunt. You might even be able to use 2 Great Hunts here if you save some stuff, or nonetheless. I'm just now going to be charging it over here. Gold mine, that's exposed. This could go really, really poorly for Recon very, very quickly here as the raiding cavalry come through. Is that going to be a villager kill? One villager killed down as the villagers back into the town center, and Recon says, great, get that win and then pull out. But Spearmen, they're in to get a couple of jabs in. Recon loses 2 raiding cavalry for the price of that villager kill and the idle time as these Wadgets over here just hanging out. And I think if Recon can separate himself from these spearmen and get onto this fight here and take a good fight, he's going to be in a good spot. As the dwarves coming forward, we see shifting sands coming in. Very, very smart. That's going to get a huge amount of damage done. 1 dwarf down, 2 dwarfs down. As the Themista charging forward here. And Recon, he's got his swap watchtowers up, but that's a tough position to be in now as the army is now joining up. A whole bunch of spearmen are in. And you've got to be feeling very, very scared if your name is Recon in this game right now. But Mr., he's always away from going to the next stage. He now doesn't have the shifting sands for quite some time. Heroic Age is going to be coming in now for Recon. Which god? Skadi. Skadi makes a lot of sense. You get the Goatee, you get the Frost, and all the other good stuff. So raiding cavalry getting prevented from leaving his base. Mr. is like always in the right spot. His army is always somewhere on the map to deny these sorts of raids. As the spearmen going to be bashing through the walls over here. Market is now up. Longhouse is now up as well. Realistically here, Recon can't leave his base. There's a chance if he comes over and slaps that obelisk over there, he can sneak elsewhere on the map. But it's going to be a really, really challenging time moving forward for Recon here. Another Valkyrie coming out. He can heal up his other Valkyrie. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Get that bad boy going. Back to full HP for me. Another Longhouse coming down. I mean, what's the plan? Berserk? Throw an Axeman? Raiding Cavalry? Jarls? Goatee? Herso? What do you build? Does he have Sesrumnir? No Sesrumnir. He does have this upgrade though. Not that it helps him. As the army now of the Themista says, not going to be waiting. I've got full population. Your town center and your tower, this does nothing. As we see the army all deciding to move out across the map. Give me the gold mine, he says. As the army now going to be rotating around. Shifting Sands has got itself 43 seconds remaining here. As the Thrown Axeman will be in position here. It's a huge, huge population differential. But Frost does give Recon the time he needs to try and survive on this gold mine. Shifting Sands is technically a counter to Frost as well. He can get in and get out if he so chooses. Ooh. As the raiding cavalry have spotted something. It's some straggler villages in the corner of the map. He's going to go for a little cheeky raid, but this does leave him even more open as we see half the units splitting up here. Recon, he's got to know that's not the full army. The army getting completely split up here from Mr. 3 different locations here. As the army now pulling in. Will the Frost come down? Yes, it will. It's going to hit everything. Mr. tried his hardest to dodge that, but he was not able to. Meanwhile, over on this top position here, we see every one of those villages going down. This is the amount. Oh, he leaves one. One villager gets to live. Hill fort coming down. He's got to get those Herser onto the Wadgets to kick the fight off once Frost expires. 125 of 135 population. Spamming out, throwing axe. He's getting himself that Huntress axe on the back here. We see the units charging forward. But this is very, very dangerous here. I think you can just retreat. Honestly, just retreat, pull the villagers all the way back, and then just leave. This army is so scary from the Themista. As we see the fight starting, the Herser are not onto those Wadgets in the slightest here. As a throwing axeman going to be able to do a little bit of the garrison micro, but all the Herser seemingly have been. Look at all of those Wadgets. He's got 9 Wadgets here as the army of Recon gets absolutely annihilated on this fight, and Mr. has found himself a serious advantage, it looks like, but there's still some Herser remaining to push through onto the back here as the throw and axemen now all meet their demise on the back. The Wadget numbers are still looking very, very strong here, and Recon, he's overstayed his welcome on this gold mine. And the Themista has found his advantage. Second town center now coming up. Villager advantage is now in. Gold villagers on the bottom, not there. What else can Recon do here? There's no gold. He has to sell. That's the only option. More Wadgets are getting built. And we get an out of sync. And we're back, guys. This is a sort of post-commentary from the recorded game after some technical difficulties live. Going to be watching the rest of this one, rounding out so you guys can see exactly what happens. Mr. comes through and completely dominates this position. He's got a commanding lead right now in military population. But Recon, he's still got economy. He's got tech. Mr. at the moment is going to have to repopulate back up to his full population here. He's not going to be able to get that heroic age in that he might necessarily want. And instead, he's also gone for a second town center behind this right now. Meanwhile, Recon, he's going to be looking for some raids. Getting any sort of villager kills here is going to be really, really big. We see some villagers trying to sneak down to the bottom of the map. Mister's already got those obelisks at the bottom of the map there to check out the gold mine. So there's not going to be any gold mine sneaking going to be able to be done right now for Recon. Recon getting chased down by these spearmen. They are running head first into those thrown axemen. Excuse me. Running head first into those thrown axemen and will be losing their lives as Recon tries to keep his goatee alive. The slinger is a little bit inaccurate without the ballistics here, so they're going to be able to dodge a lot of these shots retreating away as long as they retreat on the correct angle, but he's still going to be losing 2 of them before getting back into his main base. The villagers on this gold mine here going to have to retreat back. Mr. pops in down there to say g'day. As we've got the spearmen just literally patrolling on this area. He doesn't know that this gold mine there is open. So there is the possibility to sneak that one there. But Recon, he's got a bit of a road in front of him, and there we go. He's just going to tap out. It's a little bit of a short game. We kind of already realized that Mr. was in a commanding position here, but any sort of gold sneak would be enough for Recon to get back into this one. I think this game, honestly, comes all down to that approach to this position here. I'm not 100% sure here because, like, if you don't take the fight as the Odin, then the Ra player is probably going to get heroic age by the time you want to push out of your base. But I do think that the idea of potentially pulling back off of that gold mine after the frost and then sitting in your base and utilizing the market for just a little bit here. Can I see the market of anyone? I don't get to see it. Okay, I don't know exactly what the sell trade is at the moment, but there is time here for Recon to just sell and then get his population up a little bit more. And as we've kind of learned from this tournament, once the population gets to kind of equality between the Norse and the Egyptian, it tends to go in the favor of the Norse player. So there's this world where maybe not moving out onto this gold mine. He did mine 1,000 gold here. He wasted 300 on the hill fort. But if he didn't if he didn't mine this gold mine and just stays in his base and just sells resources for a little bit before he pushes out, maybe goes through Walking Woods, and you're using Walking Woods to push out, that might have been a better approach to this situation. But Mr. gets the win. He's up 2-0 in this series. We'll get the next one going for you. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Thanks for hanging out with me. Game number 3. We're back. You're back. I'm back. Spawning the top of the map. Currently up 2-0 in this best of 3. Sorry, not best of 3. First of 3. Best of 5. Absolutely dominating performance thus far. He's playing as Aranos. His name is Themista. His challenger today. His second tournament greeting with Themista. And his second time currently sitting on game point. In the losing column of that game point. He's playing the red color. He's playing as Gaia. His name is Recon. Well, what more can be said that hasn't already been said about these two? We had a really, really close game in that first one. Really, really close. Recon almost managed to pull away with it. Second game. Mr. just too strong, too powerful. Goes in with the Wadget spam. And Recon cannot manage to hold the push. Game number 3. We got Gaia. We got Aranos. And I don't mean to be jumping to any conclusions. But I think we may have already seen a little bit of the Mr. Playbook at play. What's that, you might ask? Well, we just had a little watch of a cheeky Aranos from a man named the Rapple, where he went for a bunch of oracles and a lot of Prometheans. Now, where Rapple couldn't get the win, we'll see if the Mr. can do something to change the script. Tower Cestus over here. We got that bonus damage versus myth units. Might come in handy, in all honesty, in this game. We've got the Eye of Horus, increasing the population of town centers. On this position here, we got the Gambitine Wand. A little bit of bonus or reduction in temple shenanigans there. And we'll see how the game's going to go. Now, I could be wrong on this. I'm not 100% sure. But it might be the case that you absolutely need Leto to deal with the Promethean spam that Mister's going to be sending here. Now, there's nothing wrong with going Leto here and then having to face against the Oceanus, because then you're still going to be making automatons. Automaton's going to be really, really good against the Murmillo, and then you can make out a couple of Kyroballister and a bunch of Murmillo yourself, and you can have a good game of it. We'll have to wait and see what the players are going to pick. It might just be double Oceanus here. Genuinely, I have no idea. I've got no idea what's going to be happening. Both players getting a handful of fishing ships out and then getting their temples going and all the other good stuff out, and we see Prometheus. Is there going to be some oracles coming through while this is all going on? Villager getting pulled off of the gold, going to come over here and drop the dock. On the other side of the map, Recon, he is going for a big fat fish boom. He's already got himself that economic guild. He's already got himself the hand axe. He is going to get a lot of fishing ships through to pump out. This is a build order and a half. If you guys want to learn this build, I definitely get that recorded game and check it out, because there is a lot to learn from this main man, Recon, here, in terms of ways to play Gaia. But a huge fish boom coming through as he's not going. This is a late advance. On the one hand, advancing this late, getting all the fishing ships out, doing all of that stuff is great. But on the other hand, just getting oracles out, as Mr. is doing now, that's like a similar sort of economic play, so to speak. Because you're boosting your favor income. So that's an economic play. And you're going to be able to make a whole bunch of these Prometheans. Plus, he's got a whole bunch of fishing ships out already. Another dock going to be coming up onto this position. Fishing ships coming out over here. And we see alluvial clay. It's almost like we're watching the exact same strategy. Counter barracks coming down as well. It's going to be Terma. It's going to be Promethean. It's going to be a lot of pressure to move forward in this game. The Prometheans now starting to wander around onto this spot, looking to take out some fishing ships and all the other good stuff. The left side of the map. The village are going to be pulling back. He's got a lot of docks up, a lot of fishing ships, and he is going through Oceanus. So the question is, can you get out enough heroes to deal with the Prometheus spam? That's literally the question. As we see some hero citizens getting converted as well. Absolutely wild. As the citizens are going to sneak out. Ooh. Is he going for a town center? Shh. Recon says, don't tell Themista. Themista has walked past the town center. He's spamming units all across the map. Recon's getting a town center. As he does spot what's happening in the main base, what does Themista see here? Citizen's going to get sniped down. There could be a Caladria to get placed down onto this spot. Funnily enough, the citizens actually healing themselves back up in this spot because you've got that Gaia Lush as well. And Recon now getting himself watchtowers here. He's going to have to retreat away. Watchtowers will be able to help him out on this spot. He's got ability to drop Gaia Forest here to prevent those Terma from coming through. But Mister's got to be thinking there's got to be a town center coming up. There has to be. He hasn't spotted it yet. I'm still on Mister's cam because I don't want him... I want to know when it's happening. We've got the Prometheans coming through. He still doesn't know the town center is on the way. And the town center for Recon has managed to finish here, ladies and gentlemen. But doesn't matter. He's still going to have to deal with a huge amount of Prometheans coming his way. The Mystery is just pumping them. He's got 6 on favor. He's got so much favor in the bank. He's not using that Valor here on cooldown either. As the Prometheans getting pushed back. Fishing ships getting pulled away. Need to make sure they're getting garrisoned. He's going to be able to pick off one of them, but I don't think Recon's going to mind. He's got the town center over here. He's got the Caribou on this position. He's also got a cheeky little gold mine here to boot, as the fishing ships all on this position. Also going to be getting taken down as they have to retreat back, but the couple of Bareems are in to defend for the time being. Still more Prometheans. I think the play here for Recon to deal with the Promethean spam is to get Heroic Gauge and have access to Stymphalian birds. It's going to be a really, really great way to deal with all of these Prometheans, which Mr. is going to be going for, but that does leave him open to some big amounts of damage. Any amount of Gaia Forest shenanigans coming in. We see a marker getting dropped down. The Terma getting some damage in. Amana coming on to this position. He's retreating away as the tower and town center getting a little bit of damage done over here. Still no Gaia Forest coming in as Recon, he's got his market up. Is he going to the next age? Does he have the resources? It looks like he doesn't have them just yet, but a lot of villagers on wood. He can also sneak up onto this gold mine here. Does Recon know about it? Yes, he does. We see a little cheeky mana coming in. That's going to be a big help. Tower on this spot going to be getting taken down as the Mister is realizing he is falling very, very heavily behind on economy. And we've already got Hyperion in. They are coming through as well. Hero Citizen getting pulled as the Prometheans need to get pulled back here. The Terma coming over here to get a little bit of damage on the back here. We've got those military barracks getting shot up. No, well, there is gold income coming in onto this top position. As now, Mister, he's got a lot of different spots to target down. Does he know? He doesn't know. He's got no... Wait. I don't know if he knows this is up or not. I don't know if he knows. He does now. He 100% knows now. As the watchtower going to go down. And now Recon can move from this gold mine back here onto this forest and back onto this gold mine. No problems. Citizens here attempting to stay alive in the main base. These citizens here getting pushed back in a big way, driving into towers. The pressure from the Mister is absolutely insane here. We got some more. I've got an armory coming up now as well for Recon. He's back onto this gold mine. We do have those Prometheans in to get some more pressure onto this front, but now the Heroic Gauge is through. the Stymphalian bird going to come over here. More Stymphalian birds are surely going to start coming in. We've got the Poseidon secret tech, heavy cavalry, and we've got ourselves this big fat lance of stone to come through as well, as a whole bunch of towers are starting to come through on this top spot here for Recon. He's like, try and do it. I dare you. Wait, does he have the relic? He doesn't have the relic. Imagine if he had this relic. Not that relic, this relic. Yes. Those towers would be a big help against this big ball of stuff here. But more so, the whole point of these towers, it's not even to defend the position. It's actually more so to just give the citizens garrisoning ability, as the entire army now coming over here to get some villager kills, and the villagers just simply pulling into the towers. And I mean, he can run one way, pull back the other way. Definitely doesn't want to be losing anything. Another house coming down onto this position. We've got that Carnivora getting dropped down. Citizens popping out, diving in to other manors, houses, towers, making a retreat off of this position right now, as he's got to pull back. He's still got gold in the main base, lots and lots of gold coming through, as now the Contarius are coming in, and Themista, he's already preparing the catapulties. He's got to know that this stuff is coming through, but the longer this game goes on, the further Recon's economy gets ahead here. The problem is, how does Recon deal with all of these Prometheans? These things pack a literal punch, as the raiding Contarius are going to be checking out what he can do up on this position as well. Bareem's going to be hitting fishing ships and the like. As this gold in the main base, it's still there for it. He's still got it. He can move into the middle and drop a fortress at any point. We do see that cheeky little catapulties group now out, and Recon going to have to be thinking about, well, what next? I think the answer here is actually Mamilo, to be honest. He's got himself access to Bite of the Shark, and he can make that work. As the army is back up onto this position, maybe crashing in to take the town center down wouldn't be a terrible idea, but look at this. There's just too many places for Mr. to be on this map. Palace coming down as the manor gets cleaned up. Citizens going to be pulling into this town center here, and Mr. just leaves it. He doesn't want to get caught out here at the moment. The army is looking very scary. Stymphalian birds are out. Some hero Contarius are also out, as the army of Themista making its way up over here. The Oracle spots this, but it's too little too late, as the Bareems here are going to get sniped down on this spot. But the army of Recon is now moving forward. Chaos going to get dropped down to allow Mr. the time here to get away. Another Hesperid's tree coming through, as the units are going to charge forward to try and take out some citizens over here. We see a sky passage coming in onto this position as the fight now engaging in. Shockwave getting dropped down as Recon needs to re-engage. Those catapulties getting a huge amount of damage done, but the Dryads are here to help in a big way. The Stymphalian bird needs, well, no, he doesn't. He's got that hero Contarius to finish off the satyr there, as the Stymphalian bird getting a huge amount of damage. The army of Themista not on this position to help out. He's not been able to find the value with that raid, and Recon wins the big first fight against the Chaos Shockwave of Themista here. Big a moment now for Recon to start turning this game on its head. The citizens over here charging forward to start shanking down those satyr there. We see another palace coming down here for Recon, as Recon now picks off one of the satyrs, retreating away with those hero citizens. He's not going to be able to finish that palace here, but he doesn't need it. But he's going to be taking a lot of damage. He needs to get some answers to these catapulties. The answers he wants are going to be Arcus at the moment here, as those catapulties moving back up onto this position. We see another palace coming up. Will this one be up in time is the big question. We've got those Dryads healing back up underneath the Hesperid's tree here. It looks like the palace is going to be completed for the time being. And, well, this is going to be big for Recon. He's moving the raids up to the top side of the map. The economic guild coming down, as Recon going to have to deal with those buildings as well. A sky passage attempting to come up. The citizens sitting idle here as the citizens. No! What's happening with the citizens? Both players are kind of not doing anything. What's happening here? Mr. No, what's happening? All the citizens are going to die. This was so well calculated. He finally starts. One citizen down. Two citizens going to be down. And this raid here hurts Mr. so much. He's only on one town center. The sky passage is now up. He can retreat into it. He's going to be out as he can move forward onto this position. He can come over to here. We see the Contarius up to the top position here. There's a gold mine in the center of the map. Is there a sky passage in the middle? No, there is not. As the catapulties are back to defend. Mysteria still continues along, but look at this. 3 town centers now for Recon. Recon's got the gold at the bottom secured. The villagers moving forward. There's a sky passage here, though. You've got to be careful. Those catapulties will pop out, and that's going to be some dead citizen. This is the amount of kills here, which the Mister needs. Recon gets caught out in a big way, economically speaking, but while this is going on, Contarius raids are hitting Mister as well, so picking off some citizen for himself, but he's also losing them as, well, where to next? The villagers are back onto this gold mine. He's still got this gold mine back here. Market in the corner of the map now coming through as the Contarius are still searching for villager kills. They move so fast at 6.3 speed here. Mr. in hot pursuit as the fishing ships retreating back into the docks. Dock going to get taken out in a big way here. Meanwhile, over onto this position, we do have that catapulti. They're going to get sniped down. Market almost finished up as Mr. slowly starts to move forward up onto this position. The catapult is getting some big damage done. Nereid is in for the Mr. But the Nereid is a unit you want to use your special attack and then run away because it just doesn't do very much without that special attack. As the Contarius charging back in to get a bit of a fight here, but those catapulters will be able to clean that up nice and quickly. Meanwhile, the raid's back onto this gold mine. Recon is playing it well. He's got the gold in the center as well, under wraps here. And now Recon says, why not go 4 town centers? Why not? We see a big push onto the bottom of the map here as the citizens will be retreating off of this gold mine. But the palace will be falling, and while that goes on, you take one thing from me, I take one thing from you. Palace for a town center. I like the town center there for Recon. As the citizens going to get cleaned up over here, we've got those Contarius charging into the main base, but there are a whole bunch of hero catapulties there to defend. And Recon not going to be able to do that base dive that he so desperately wants to do. Do we see a sky passage in the main base? Not just yet. Sky passage over here, though, can pop out at any point and get some big amounts of damage done, but it looks like the sky patch is going to get taken down very quickly. Here is the army going to pop out. The army engagement coming in, but the Dryads are absolutely fierce here. Hero Arcus on the back to snipe down the Satyr on this spot. More Arcus coming down. All of the Contarius look like they're getting sniped down, but there's no real answer for the Arcus. Good micro there from the Mr. to pull back on that spot, retreating those Arcus back as best as possible as the Terma getting a little bit of snipage action happening over here. The catapult is managing to clean all of the Contarius up, and now Mr. says it's time to make Terma, but he realizes he's too far behind, and Recon is on the scoreboard with some insanely good Gaia play here. The defensive resourcefulness, the sneaky town center, the gold mine defense, it all just went Recon's way in this game. Even the gods were against the Mister in this one. The citizens just did not want to build the sky passage here. I mean, it probably didn't matter in terms of the game result, but just not able to complete that sky passage would have been the most triggering thing for the Mister. You already know he's like he's saying some words. Let's just say he's saying some words. Boit's game here tells the story in a big way with that resource graph just going to the moon. 11,000 resources ahead in the end is just an insurmountable task to overcome. I loved Recon's ability to play around this Prometheus idea from the Mist. I think it's really challenging, and he just made it look easy. I think Mister, I'm surprised he didn't see the town center going up. This is very un-Mister-like. Normally he's got oracles on both these bad boys, and he sees everything, and you're just not going to be able to get it up. But all you got to do is get a little trick on the Mister, and you can get him in a rough position. We've got a game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Recon's not going to be leaving without a fight. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the follow button. If you feel like subscribing, do that. Don't forget to check out EGC TV's coverage as well. And we'll move into the next game really shortly. Game number 4. In the left side of the map, playing as Poseidon. His name is Themista. He's on match point here. He just needs one more, and he's on to the finals. Recon on the other side of the map. Fighting to stay in it. Fighting to prove he's no schmuck next to Themista. He's already gotten one win. He's got that little edge. Will he be able to do it again? Those are the questions. We were talking a little bit pre-game about what Recon wants and what Mr. wants. Recon wants the double gold mine, and guess what? He gets it. He gets it in a really big way. Back gold mine to boot. This gold mine, he doesn't need to be on it right away. Because if Mr. wants to go for a really fast advance time here, what are you going to attack? You have to attack Aurochs. They're going to be underneath the town center. No problems. Attack this wood line. No worries. I just bring those villagers back under here. You can't get that. Attack this gold mine. How are you going to get here? Cheeky little wall over here. Put a temple over here. No problems. You have to run straight through here. And I can possibly put a wall over there as well. In the main base here for the mystery. Saved the lure. I love this. Yes. If you can save the lure, you should save the lure. Because in the classical age, you get more bang for your buck. 1,300 food, 4 chickens. Not bad. Temple now coming up for the Themista as well. I mean, everyone knows he likes a really fast advance here. But, you know, the thing is, and this is something that I have learned along my years, is fast advances are all well and good if you can get damage done. If you can't get any damage done, the fast advances aren't good. Because you have to get, right, so to create equality on your opponent for going for a 315 advance or a 330 advance or a 345 advance, depending on what your opponent does, you need to get roughly 60 resources worth of damage per 15 seconds your opponent goes up to the next age later than you. The reason for that is a villager right now pops out. And now Recon is one villager in front. One more villager gathering. So this villager here, it's going to be able to gather for an entire minute more than what Mister's is. Now we see the 4-SETI, and it looks like it's just going to be a 4-minute advance time. So 120 resource damage is what Mister needs to do here. Now, if he idles all of these villagers, that's only going to be about 10 seconds of idle time, 20 seconds of idle time on those villagers there to get the damage done that he needs, right? So he might be able to make it happen here. We'll see what he's going to go for as Theseus moving across the map. Another thing here is you can just get relics, and that can be a completely different and better advantage. Ring of Nibelung, he wants to keep that one away from his opponent there as the lure gets placed down onto the chickens there. And then Mister can just move over. You can see he shift clicks that. I love that play. Stable coming through there for the Mister. Very, very stock standard from him. He's going to get that Atalanta out. His Centaur is now moving across the map. And he is looking for that value nice and early. This Auroch, how much has got left in it? Not enough. The Centaur comes through. No villagers on that forward gold mine. Troll going to be in position to defend. Villagers now coming over to the berry bush. 0 damage for the Mister. And a Hersa. Whoo! That was some position. I didn't even see the red dot there. That was some positioning from Recon. Really nice play. Great hole on the front to defend this gold mine as well. As the Hippias are going to start coming through now for the Mister. This is such a well-defended base for Recon. As the goat's coming back. He wants those goats in, but they have to go all the way around. Do see chat talking about this, so let's make a mention. This is a very, very heavy gold mine spawn on this map. Recon's got, or both players have got gold mines all around the map in a perfect circle. Perfect balance. Is that what we want? Do we want perfect balance? Wouldn't it be better if all 3 of these gold mines were just like in this one area just here? Just 1, 2, 3. And on the other side, you just go 1, 2, 3. And that way you secure one area and you get all the gold. Right? How good would that be? No? No one? Just me? Okay, never mind. I'm just remembering how enjoyable it was having 5 gold mines behind my town center. Oh, that's right. That's a map. No, it's not, because that's Gold Rush is just in one area. I want it in separate areas. Nonetheless, Hersa spamming out right now as Themista is now going to be going into Hippias. The question is, how long does he go into Hippias? Because from all accounts in terms of stats, in terms of things and everything, Hersa and Hippias trade about equal, which effectively means that the Hersa win. Good little fight over here. Going to be able to pick off a villager. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind. Healing sprint comes down. And what I mean by that is, if you trade equally with this Hersa compared to the Hippias, the difference ends up being what? Myth unit spawns. Let me actually double check these stats. You've got 162 effective HP in the matchup versus 167. So the Hippias wins out slightly. And then upgrades start applying and things start getting a little bit different. Nonetheless, Mr. is now going to be moving down to the bottom side of the map, looking for something to take out. The Hersa are going to be moving through here to try and engage onto this position here. He could go for anything at the moment. Any sort of fight here is good because he's got healing and the Mr. doesn't. And Mr. knows this. He's playing it very smart. He's going to be... Once he gets... I told a lie. I told a lie. Poseidon does have healing. He's got Lord of Horses. So once he gets that, he can take some fights. But 0.5 versus 3, that's a little bit different. Town center coming down, but look at the cheeky house. I love this house. This house is so smart from Recon because he knows he's not going to be able to get out on the map, and he spots it. He sees the house as well, but like, what are you going to do? As now Recon goes, well, if you're going to go for that, I'm just going to push across the map. I think you should just go for a town center here, right? You've still got another gold mine in your base. He's going for a market though. Like, if you see the town center coming up as Norse, aren't you just happy to grab this? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Hersa going to be getting some walls up onto this spot. As the house on this location going to get taken down, the villagers can come up here and grab this hunt over here. And the other thing is, like, you have to remember that with a town center coming up at this position, there's still a lot of gold remaining in the main base. It's about 4,500 gold in the main base. So getting a gold starve or something like that is just not going to be happening. I love the military academies here right now. Mr. making a transition into either hoplites or into Paspist here with a somewhat of a relatively quick age up after the town center. Mr. knows how defensive his base is, but this is why I was saying maybe getting the town center makes a lot of sense here. But now that Mr's got his own town center up, I'm not sure. He's going to be going for the heroic age. He's going to be going for Bragi. There is ceasefire available. How much value you can get out of a 30-second flaming weapons or a 20-second flaming weapons? That's the question. And the best way to play this... I grab the town center now. The best way to play this is retreat, wait 10 seconds or so, hit ceasefire. As we do see the town center coming in, the Pegasus here from Mr. spots it. He says, I am a special upgraded Super Pegasus. As the Hippias are going to charge forward. And Recon is going to try and take this fight. Doesn't want to lose the town center. Let's put one Deuterino on this. Yes. The one Deuterino tactic. Another long house coming up as the Centaur are going to be charging through. The Hersa do have themselves, I believe, that Hall of Thanes technology as Hippie is charging around onto the other side. Great movement there from Mr. Great micro yet again, trying to get that HP down on this town center. The Centaur, however, does receive a big fat whack with the big club. Heroic Age is on the way now through Dionysus. Hoplites coming in as well. The Heroic Age is in for Recon, which will be boosting his Hersa in a big way. But what do you go now if you're Recon? Do you make some throwing axes? He's getting himself some upgrades here. 2 seconds remaining on this. Finish it off. There we go. 2 seconds remaining on the town center. He finishes the town center off. Mr. has delayed that town center so long. Villager differential right now is 11. That's actually crazy.
Skip.
Longhouse now coming up for Recon. And where to next? What do you build? You know your opponent's going Capacitist. There's not really another option here. Well, once he hits Heroic Age. There's not really another option. Pacifist or bust, right? You can go Pacifist, Hippias here. Makes a lot of sense. You can get some Toxotes out as well now as we're going to start moving forward. Immediate heavy infantry. Villager onto this gold mine. Another longhouse coming down. Throwing Axemen aren't a terrible idea against the Pacifist. But it's challenging. Oh, Berserks? That's a big tech investment into Berserks right now. Guys. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to speak too soon. Fimbulwinter, Flaming Weapons, Berserk Narok. Let's go! Let's go, Berserk Narok. The secrets to Berserk Narok working is to get raiding cavalry out, though. Otherwise, you're going to get absolutely dismantled by the pacifist. You've got to get raiding cavalry out. You've got to get raiding cavalry out. As we see Mr. with the cheekiness, and he is already going to be clicking up through Artemis. He wants that Artemis. He wants it quickly. Fortress coming up onto this position here. Recon, on the other hand, he is playing a defensive Loki. Why do anything when you can do nothing? Is his answer. I don't think this is Berserk Narok. He doesn't know that the Hypaspist are coming through. He doesn't know that a Mythic Age is wanting to come in. He needs to put pressure onto his opponent. Armory coming down now as we see the cheeky little house coming down from Recon to check out the town center. Again, love that play. Berserk's going to be charging forward here. One thing we didn't talk about is that, well, where Call of Valhalla is really, really good, where it actually gets its huge bonus is when the Berserks die. As he sees those pacifists throw an axe and now going to start queuing up. Hersa going for the raids at the moment. Mystery is all over the map on so many different gold mines. It's still a really close game, but Earthquake onto the main town center is coming. Temple going to be getting torn down. This will give a whole bunch of militia to your opponent. Do you want this? You could take the relics. What is this? Bridle of Pegasus. Ring of Nibelung. It's a little bit of damage in as the Berserk's coming in. Throw it onto this position. A couple of archery rangers going to be coming down here. One dead villager. Nice snipe there. As the Migdol, not the Migdol, the fortress. We haven't seen much Egyptian Migdols in this series. Going after that one there. But the army of Mr. has come in to collapse onto this position. We see a third town center coming down over here as the hoplites of pacifist army comes through. We've got those Hersa going to be distracting out around. Still no raiding cavalry just yet, but the throw and axemen are in, and those things pack a punch and a half here. We've got the troll. That's going to throw a huge boulder in. Flaming weapons getting dropped down over here. Going to be hitting on both sides. We've got the battle boars over here as well. Bronze getting dropped down over onto this position here as the Valkyrie spawns coming through. We've got the Hippias charging in to take out the big fat throwing axeman line on the back. Town Center still trying to come up here for Recon. He has to turn around. More Berserks coming in onto this position as the Hydra is now starting to stack up heads. But over onto this way, we've got Recon saying it's time to go. Charging in to take out the villagers on that gold mine. You have to also remember that Mythic Age is coming for the Mister. He spent a huge amount of resources. This timing is big. The fortress gets torn down. That's going to be leaving a whole bunch of militia here for Recon to take out and get more favor from. He's still got a little bit of flaming weapons left. It's now expired. The battle ball is going to clean that up on this position. The Hersa needs to get over and clean up that Hydra as the Pegasus now going to be moving into the main base for a cheeky little earthquake. In the main base, you've got houses all over the place. This is going to do some serious damage. 28 villagers on wood, however, though, for our Loki player. Town Center going to get finished up. Meanwhile, over here, Berserk's getting pulled back. Recon found a timing. He's losing his town center. He's losing his houses. But Recon is still on 3 town centers. We see some more great halls coming down. He's got to get his houses back up. He can drop those with anything he likes here. Villages. infantry, whatever. But down to 90 pop, he can get those houses back very quickly. Another town center over here going to be coming up as, honestly, both players, they're going to be in for a pretty difficult situation moving forward. The house is coming up on this side over here. Little secret to building houses as fast as possible is to just use one villager at a time. All the villagers onto one house at a time means it's going to take a very long time for them to all come up. And we... No! Ah! Out of sync. Awesome. This was possibly the most entertaining game. With this game is in the balance completely. I got no idea which way this one's going. And we are back here. Apologies again for the technical difficulties getting this game going. Had a little bit of a freeze up there, but we're back and we're going to be finishing up this game now. Recon here, he's just been earthquaked in his main base. He hasn't been able to get that one back up. He's trying to steal this town center in the center of the map here, but Mr. is all over him on that position. Meanwhile, pressuring this gold mine really, really hard. Mr. still has got gold in his main base, however, so this is not going to be an amazing position for Recon to be holding for the time being. So we've got 1,000 gold here, 500 gold there. That's still a decent amount of military units he can get out. That being said, the military lead for Recon is overwhelming here. Town center on this position does get denied. No actual defenses in the main base, so it's sending the Polyphemus or something forward to get some damage in the main base of Recon. Could be very, very strong. Mr. decides to drop the ceasefire in that moment, and we'll see what the next plan is here for Recon. I don't think a hill fort here wouldn't be a terrible idea for Recon at the moment. You can build that during the ceasefire. He decides to throw it down on this position, not in range of the gold mine, but it's going to be in range to help him pushing it, while also utilizing Mr.'s archery range here as a bit of a defense there. I love that decision, as the hill fort will be completing up here, and Mr. is now trying to push out of this spot. He's got that Polyphemus there that is very, very strong. We've got the Atlanta getting sniped down. Unfortunate there for Mr. Archery range. Will get targeted down. Houses going down as well. There's still a little bit of gold left. Hoplites coming through. He's got to make Hypaspist, Toxotes, Hippias maybe for the range units. It's going to be a challenging fight. Maybe even Peltast here wouldn't be a terrible idea to take out those Throw and Axemen from range. They do have a significant amount more range than the Toxotes do, but Recon is now nearing full population, and he is saying, town center, schmound center, I'm going to go for the jugular right now. You also have to remember those berserks here do have that Call of Valhalla tech, so getting one favor every single time they do die, that's huge, as 250 favor is very, very close here for a secondary usage of the flaming weapons. We've also got the favor coming up, though, for the Themista to utilize another ceasefire, though he's a ways away from actually being able to grab that one, as Mr. pushing back, and Recon says, all right, no fights for today, and that hill fort is going to go down. Mr. lives another day here, as it looks like to me Recon's grabbed himself 4 town centers. We're getting the town center up in his main base here, and he is now going to be clicking up through tier. 120 very long seconds for Recon to wait here. What is the time on this ceasefire? It's a little over 2 minutes. I think it's looking like the tier... They're looking like the tier is a little bit closer to completion than that ceasefire is. As this hill fort also getting targeted down. Toxotes getting some good damage done onto this front. Battleboard's charging forward. The answer for those Hypaspis is in flaming weapons right now. That makes those Throw and Axemen absolutely carve through them. Good micro there from Mr. to stay at range with his Toxotes, but once the front line does fall there, these Throw and Axemen are no longer getting counted by those Toxotes. We do see champion Archers is in, plus he's got that upgrade which has given him those venomous arrows. Really, really big here, but more Throw and Axemen are going to be getting spammed out by Recon here, as the Themista has got to somehow deal with 260 population of Norse here as the army is coming through. And is Recon going to be able to level this series 2-2? It's looking as if it's going to be possible here. There's not much left for Themista. No gold mines really left for him. He's still got a tiny bit of gold in his main base there, but not grabbing it. The idle villagers on the town center here as Mr. has got to be thinking about moving in to game number 5. The queue is absolutely gigantic here for Recon as well. As a unit dies, the unit is very much getting replaced immediately here. The battle ball being very big on the front here as Mr.'s got no heroes remaining. And in that moment, Mr. does decide to tap out. GG. Well played here by Recon. Great conversion. Mr. deciding not to ceasefire this flaming weapons is a bit of a strange call. Just on the fact that if he ceasefires it, sure, Recon gets the town center there. That's not the end of the world. You've got bronze. You can push back through that in the next position to just get a really, really nice push happening. But also, town centers don't matter that much. What's more important is gold mines. So ceasefire, retreat away from the town center, and then maybe push down this way and just secure this position here and hold that ceasefire for tier or a second, or get that ceasefire off cooldown for tier or a second flaming weapons a little bit earlier. Would have made a lot more sense here. However, Mr. not able to make it done. Get it done, and we're going to game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with me. We'll get it going very, very shortly. What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and we're back with game number 5. Spawning in the blue color, in the top of the map. Playing as Set, his name is Themista. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Zeus, his name is Recon. This is what we're after. Game number 5, $15,000 tournament. It all happens here. Map, Savannah. Relics, Trojan Gate Hinge. We've got over here the Tusk of the Iron Boar. We've got over here the Osberg Wagon. Oh, these are some great relics. And we've got Fetters of Fenrir. You win this game, you meet Magic in the finals. You lose this game, you go to the losers bracket to face Pegasus, Grass. And then you have a long road to the finals, to the grand finals, where you have to beat a very in-season, you have to beat the same player again. But I don't even know what I'm saying, guys. This is going to be absolutely insane. But we have seen Themista on Ra. Was it Ra? On Ra already once in this series. We will see Themista on Set now, and will he do anything different? Will he do anything different here? That's the question. Is Themista going to go for those for the Wadgets and then the big classical army? He's against Zeus. He's not against an Egyptian player. It's a little bit different. Those are the big questions. Granary coming down over here for Recon. Temple coming up onto this position as well. Gazelle's all getting sniped down as well. I just want to know how Mister's going to play this, because I'm interested. What's the game plan right now on the map Savannah against Zeus? Because Zeus here basically can get a town center up for the trade of a ceasefire if he wants to. He can also go for a lot of Athena Minotaur shenanigans, which is really, really scary. Like, you make all those Wadgets, your opponent makes a whole bunch of Bull Minotaur, and suddenly the Bull Minotaur charge in and kill your Wadgets, and you cry. So there's a lot of challenges to be facing it, and we do see Athena coming through now for Recon. Lots of villagers on gold, lots of villagers on wood. Is he going for a town center? He doesn't have any villagers on wood. This is a risky biscuit. A very, very risky move here from Recon. What is Mr. doing? He doesn't have any obelisks up just yet. The animals are moving across the map. Mr. is insanely good at map pressure, map knowledge, map everything when it comes to playing Set. This is one of his this is one thing that he's just insanely good at. He gets control of everything. He sees the town center. He's going to have the baboons moving back and forth. Over on this position here, we see another baboon going to be checking this town center out. Look at all of this stuff. He's grabbing an elephant in the corner of the map. The scout here is just trying to see what's happening here. As Themista, going to be a little bit slower to the second age. Does he just go for a village center or does he go for this town center? Looks like he's going for the town center here. Can he get it up in time is the question. We've got a priest coming out. We've got double monuments up for Themista. Is this calculated from Recon? Does Themista see this coming? Vision in. Units coming forward. Mr. sees it. He wants the shifting sands. The baboon gets sent packing. Where's the units? Villagers retreat away. And that's going to be some dead villagers here. Bolt onto the Wadget. What do you do? Restoration? What's happening here? 2 villagers down. The pain. The pain is in. 3 villagers coming out. 4 villagers. 1 more down. Oh dear. This opening here from Recon couldn't go any worse. Where's the hero? Where's the defense? Recon. No. This is not the game 5 we were after. This is not the game 5 we were after at all. Town center denied. Villagers coming over. Where's the hero? Mister's not going. What are you doing here? Recon, no! Obelisk is coming through. And then what? If this Jason and this Minotaur were back here to help defend, Town Center would have been up. It would have been fine. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Oh dear. Recon, he might... Oh, he's got restoration. He's got restoration of the villages. They're going to... Oh no, this is as bad as it's going to get. One villager down. The elephant's in as well. The Minotaur. There's too much. Oh no. Restoration. No. Wadget's down. There's the restoration in. 1 Wadget's down. The villagers will be able to kill off an elephant eventually, but after the restoration finishes, the priest will clean up the rest of these villages. And Recon says, that's enough. Well, at least we got to the end of the game on this one. I don't know what else to say. GG, well played by Themista. He gets to move on and we get to see Themista versus Magic in the winners finals. That's awesome. Recon, he wasn't able to fight this one through. 3 of 2 made it really, really close though. He made Mr. sweat in a really, really big way. Well played to Themista. Congratulations. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to follow on the Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, all the other good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one.